we're about to go into our very first laser coaching of the day. And this is something that we do a lot of at Rank Makers Live. And it's something that, we know you give us 3 days, we can change your life. And, and I've heard wild stories. I've heard people that had yard sales to afford a ticket. I've had people sell musical instruments. I've had, people just really play big to get their ticket to the event. And we hope you will, because, we're wanting to change your life today, but you give me 3 days, we can change your life. I really believe that. Laura, what's going on?
Hey, how are you? This is a great day so far.
Yeah, having some fun. So Laura, you had submitted a question. Care to ask that question?
Yes, Ray. Thank you for this opportunity. Over the last 3 years, a great appreciation for Rank Makers and also having an inner circle coach and helped me grow tremendously in many different directions. But at this time, my full-time legacy business, which is a fitness and aquatic business for over 33 years, I'm trying to get to the point where I can put that as a back burner and go 100% into network marketing. Money mindsets change drastically this year. I welcome abundance. I have never missed a Wealth Wednesday in 3 years.
It's awesome.
But I feel stuck with being brave enough to say, okay, we're just gonna stop that, which pays the bills and everything else, and then diving in. So I've been doing both. Thanks to Jenny Potter, I've been able to organize with Inner Circle Coach my time a little bit better. So I'm now down to an hour in the morning, hour at lunch, and 2 hours at night. And if I'm consistent with showing up how I want to show up, then the customer base is growing. I got on a great roll this last 2 weeks because we've been in quarantine, and I don't want to get rid of that. I want to stay on the roll. So I thought this is a great opportunity for you to. How did you do it? How did you make that 100% commitment?
Okay, so some clarifications. When you say an hour in the morning and those different hours, is that for your, what'd you say, aquatic business? Is that what you said?
I have a fitness aquatic business. It's about 70 hours a week. So I also have that hour in the morning is me prospecting, which I'm the one thing I don't like to do. So that's what I do in the morning first, and then follow-ups is the next thing that I'm getting better at, and then reaching out and communicating with people in the evening.
And you said how long have you been doing the fitness aquatic?
33 years.
33 years. And is that how, I'm curious, this may pertain, it may not. How did you get into that?
I love helping people get started. So baby swimming, I teach a lot and I love it. I love it to help someone, whether it's fitness and personal training or whether it's teaching them how to swim at a small age. And that grew from where I live. So I live where I work, and I'm in one half of the building and the other half of the building is the business. So we have a staff of 4. I've taught most of the people on Cayman Islands how to swim, and we have about 250, 300 kids that go cranking through here.
So why do you want to leave that, or why do you want to stop that?
What I need to do is redesign it, because we live where we work, and it's at the point now where we don't want people in our yard. If that makes sense. And so I've got to redesign having a lot of our company teach offsite, which will help private, at people's private pools and so forth. And I don't know, you've been doing something for so long, it's crazy, and it's perfect timing. We've changed the structure of the building so people can't be in our yard literally during quarantine. And I love what I do, changing lives with the products I work with.
Okay, so
there's definitely a fear there, and I loved your talk the other night about becoming and being, and I definitely feel the vibration is in a good place right now. I've gotten brave enough to come out in a post and say, talk about myself, which wasn't, usually it's never about me. I don't tell people I did 5 Ironman. I don't tell people, if they know it, they know it. So I'm going to that new place where getting out of my comfort zone, getting uncomfortable, that there's growth there, as you say.
Sure.
But I know we have to change the business, and it's scary. And I love the network marketing part.
So it sounds like you love what you do with that. So it doesn't sound like you want to necessarily stop that, but you want to come up with a different way of doing it and be in more control of your time. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, for you, did you read Time, Money, Freedom?
I have it, and I'm halfway through it. I have the audio that I walk with, and I've got the book.
Yeah, because this reminds me of rule number 2, pluck your weeds. And you look at any area of your life and find what's incongruent with who I want to be. So the example for Jess and I, one example is we were driving 45 minutes an hour to take Sabrina to school, our daughter, and that's twice a day, every day, 5 days a week. And it's like, ugh. So we sold that house and moved closer. And the house we just moved into last night, 5 minutes away. It's great. We could actually golf cart there. It's awesome. And so you should embrace the fact that you're worthy of having a life where you love every aspect of it. And I'll tell you, I have experience with what it is you're doing, sort of, because we take our son to a swim class, and it's a one-on-one swim class. It is at the lady's house. So probably very similar to what you're doing. And I would pay double or triple to have her come to my house or have somebody come to my house so that we don't have to make that drive. And so you could very easily be impacting your clients at a better way by you figuring out a better solution. Do you see that, or what's your thoughts on that?
I definitely see that, and we're jumping all over that.
So what's the hang up?
I don't know. I think it's a fear of stopping giving to everybody. We do a lot of giving. I do a lot of giving.
Well, I would, if you're making your clients happier by you going to them or one of your staff going to them, then that's giving even more.
Yes, but
I imagine, and I'll now we can go a little bit deeper now because of what you just said. So giving to you may mean sacrificing, and that's very different. The you must give until it hurts model is not a great model. The I have to feel bad to give fully is not a great model. What's your take on that?
You're definitely hitting a button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to give to feel good. I want to feel good. I want to give to help, for me to feel good. I don't have to feel bad to give. And if you feel bad giving, there will always be a limit to your giving. So I bet there's a lot of people out there that could teach kids how to swim, would love to get paid to do that. And if only you are a more remote model, you could teach and incorporate that and help them with their marketing, help them impact more kids, help them make more money so they can give more to their favorite charity. And so when you say to give, I must feel bad, there'll always be a limit to your give because you can only feel so bad. And the thing is, you don't have to feel bad at all. you're doing something good, you're saving lives. One of the number, and you know this, but one of the number one causes of death with children is drowning. You're saving lives. You're helping parents not be grieving parents. So the bigger we can get you, the better this world is. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You don't have to sacrifice. You don't have to, I must give my home for me to be a true giver. You don't. I imagine, just to go a notch deeper, you probably saw one of your parents or a caretaker or someone of authority over you that gave till it hurt, and that created a model for you that, oh, that's what giving looks like.
Yeah,
Is
my
that
mom.
accurate? Yeah.
24/7.
She gave till it hurt, right?
Yeah.
But you don't have to be that way. It doesn't have to hurt that way. You can give, and when you decide to pluck your weeds, so there's two angles here. One, what is causing me pain, which, just like this model up here, just like in the peaks and the valleys. So let me go to the whiteboard real quick. So if I give until it hurts, at some point I want the hurt to stop. And if your model is give till it hurts, and then when it hurts too bad, you stop, then you also reduce your giving. There doesn't have to be a reduction in giving. There should be a reduction in suffering. So when you pluck your weeds, you learn to eliminate that sacrifice. I don't have to feel bad to give. And then you'll draw a different conclusion. How do I give more? Well, if it doesn't hurt to give, how do I impact 10,000 more kids? How do I help 20,000 more parents? How do I teach my model on a whole bunch of other islands to help make families more sustainable, to reduce the number of drownings? How about I look up what city in the United States has the most kid drownings, and I focus my efforts on that, and I start saving 1,100 kids a month. But as long as you draw giving, gotta hurt, gotta sting, there'll always be a limit to your giving, and you're not really getting the benefit of giving. And this is, I have to be careful with what I say here, but there's a lot of theologies and philosophies that want you to think that it has to hurt for you to be a good person. It doesn't have to hurt to be a good person. And if it does, you'll always limit that. Does that make sense?
Totally. And I think the association of words, that sacrificing, looking at it, how it relates to, how it could be attached to the word giving rather than giving being a positive.
Right.
It's like have to and I get to,
Right. And if there's only good, so I look at what I do. I do what I do because it feels good. It happens to impact others, but I do it because it makes me feel good. So when I think about reaching tens of millions of people, I don't think about, oh God, I'm going to be exhausted. Oh, I'm never going to see my family. I'm going to be working so hard. I look at it, that energizes me. That we'll have communities all over the world, that there'll be ambassadors in Thailand and Nepal and all these different areas. And I'll be communicating with these people to reach the people that we can't right now, that don't even have internet. And so that energizes me to give more and do more of what I'm doing. It doesn't make me exhausted. And so that allows me to think on a different scale and allow you to think on a different scale. So you'll be able to create a ebook or a course on how to run swim classes to reduce the number of drownings in the world. And so you'll go from training everyone in the Caymans to training people all over the world without it causing one iota of pain. Because you love what you do. You're not trying to escape that.
And ironically,
escape the pain that you've associated it.
And ironically, I've just been offered that opportunity to do that in the United States. So yes, I think now you can do everything online. It's easy to, you can get nice value and education and messages out there. But most value out of right now is just the terminology of the words, and how watching my mom, all of us go to school. She raised all of us with my dad. My dad's working 2 jobs to make money. My mom ironing at 10 o'clock at night. I don't iron, just because that one scene, I don't do that. I don't iron. It's somehow she did it and got a master's at the same time after teaching all day.
Yeah.
And I have that model that I've been, I can see it.
Our parents, good or bad, because there's definitely bad examples, but our parents, they did the best they could with what they knew based on their experiences.
Exactly.
You've been gifted with different knowledge. So you have a chance to create a new paradigm, a different paradigm. That doesn't mean suffer. That doesn't mean ironing late at night. That doesn't mean 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever else. You have the capacity to impact a lot of people and actually feel fantastic about it. If you look at, Mother Teresa, she never talked about how rough it was out there. She enjoyed what she did, and maybe she did it differently than some people would, but she wasn't embracing suffering herself of how to help others. And so you don't have to either. And you're doing a great thing. You're helping a lot of people. Think about all the parents that statistically would have had to grieve a child if it wasn't for what you're doing, and how we can up that and really show up big in the world. Helpful?
Very helpful. Thank you, Ray, so much.
All right.
You can find more great marketing, prospecting, and recruiting tips just like these over at rayhigdon.com. And remember to pick up your free copy of his 29 sources of network marketing leads. We'll see you over there.